we start this video, my thoughts and prayers go out to Harvey Elliott, man, because it was just an unlucky injury, and I'm hoping that the injury isn't as bad as it looks, because it looks like he's going to be out for a few months. But it's really kind of put a damper on my mood, to be honest with you. It just really has, to be honest with you. I mean, we've just won 3-0 and it doesn't feel like it. I don't know about you guys, but it has not felt like a 3-0 win. But let's get into the video. It's your boy Ojo Wasanga back again with another video. Today we're going to be doing a post-match analysis and player ratings for the Liverpool's 3-0 win against Leeds United. It was a very comfortable win throughout, and so that's going to be it. Before we do get into the analysis and post-match, and the player ratings, please make sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel as well. That would be very much appreciated. But yeah, and also leave me a comment down in the comment section below about just what you thought of the game, who was your man of the match, and just everything, but really, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's get right into it. So the lineup, it was a pretty similar lineup to the team that started against Chelsea. Obviously, the only main change being, two changes, I say, Jordan Henderson coming off for Thiago, and then obviously Firmino, who is sustained an injury. We still don't know how long that injury is, how long he's out for. But Jota obviously coming in for the injured Firmino. Obviously, there was a few questions before the game whether the likes of Fabinho, the likes of Alisson were going to be starting because of the whole Brazilian FA thing. But they ended up starting. It all went ahead. There was no real legs to it, and it was all good news for Liverpool. So let's get into the game. I said Leeds. Leeds. Let's talk about Leeds before we start raving about Liverpool. I thought Leeds at times. I don't think they looked good today, and I don't think they've looked good at all this season, to be honest with you. They had a few chances. I think the ones that come to mind in terms of clear-cut chances were probably the Ayling one in the second half. Was that in the first? I can't remember. Ayling, and then obviously the Rodrigo one in the first half, which he should be at least trying to. And there was also a header as well, I believe, in the second. I think the Ayling one was in the first half. But yeah, they created a few chances, but again, nothing really to cause Alisson much trouble or the defence in general. I mean, I said the shots that they had were fairly central to the goal, and that was basically it. I said they didn't create many chances. Liverpool cruised throughout, and let's now talk about Liverpool. So Liverpool again started on the front foot. Liverpool on that right hand side, just looking so dangerous. I mean, the link up between Harvey Elliott, Trent, and Salah was just absolutely amazing. Hopefully we can see it this season again, because obviously Harvey Elliott, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, haven't seen any images and stuff like that, if you don't like seeing like leg breaks and stuff like that, I wouldn't really. You know what, let's actually talk straight away about the Harvey Elliott incident. I mean, it seemed like a massive, I've seen a lot of people on social media and stuff saying it wasn't a red card, and I completely understand where people are coming from saying it's not a red card, but I think when it's a leg break, I think, even if it's not intentional, even if it's not seen as, it doesn't look reckless, I think if it results in something like that, I think you have to. The fact that they weren't able to show the replays and and the way Salah reacted straight away, which I think that was the right thing that Salah did there, where he literally just went over to the coaches and didn't even care whether the play was going on, because Harvey Elliott there was just on the floor, and as soon as I saw that, I knew it wasn't going to be good. And you saw on the bench everybody with their hands in the head, even Alisson coming up. But I don't know if you guys have seen the replays of anything, but or just seen it, a close-up version of it. But it just seems like the trailing leg of I can't know how to pronounce his name, but his trailing leg just hits Harvey Elliott's standing leg, and just the force of it just literally just folds his leg. And hopefully it's not a ligament damage. If it's just a breakage, then hopefully it will recover quite soon. Again, I'm expecting him to be out for a few months. But yeah, I mean, it's a shame, because Harvey Elliott has looked so promising in the games that he's played so far. Against Chelsea, he looked amazing. Against Norwich as well, he looked very good. I think in every single game he's played, even today, he had a few chances where, he just shot narrowly wide, and it felt like it could have been his game today. And then obviously that happened, and then it just wasn't meant to be, sadly. But, hopefully it's just, it's a slight dip in his career, and hopefully, he'll come back and recover from it. Hopefully he comes back the same, he's still young. I said as long as it's not hopefully an ACL or a ligament damage, then that'll be good. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll probably see, by the time this video's up, we'll probably see Klopp say something about it. Harvey Elliott's already put something on his Instagram saying that he's in, and I'm pretty sure he said that he's thankful for all the messages and all of that. But hopefully Harvey Elliott gets well, because yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that did put a dampener on my mood, because I was quite happy with the game, and then when that happened, you're just like, Jesus, he's 18 years of age, he's just broken into the team, and it's just like, it's just so unlucky, you know. But like I said, I thought he had a good game though, nevertheless. I mean, when he was on, created good chances, was decent at passing the ball as well. There was a few times where he gave the ball away, but again, you're going to get that with young players. As long as he's taking risks, which he did do, I was pretty happy with it. But yeah, Liverpool, to be honest, throughout the whole game, were just pretty dominant. Mane had the most chances of, I think, the whole Liverpool team. I'm pretty sure I looked at it, 10 shots. God. Oh my God, my phone dropped. Yeesh. So, Sadio Mane. Oh God. Sadio Mane had 10 shots compared to Leeds United, who had 9 shots. I mean, but yeah. Anyway, Sadio Mane. My phone just kept dropping. So yeah, Sadio Mane had 9 shots. 10 shots compared to Leeds' 9. I mean, that's what I've got to say about Sadio Mane. I thought his performance, in terms of if you take away his finishing ability out of it, and sometimes I thought he looked pretty sharp. You know, he's compared to what he looked like against Chelsea. I thought he looked quite sharp. He was turning, he was doing the step overs, kind of like the old Mane. You know, getting past plays. He looked very good. But then when it came to the final third, and I don't know why, because I don't know if it's a lack of composure. I don't know if it's a lack of confidence. I don't understand what is wrong with this guy, because you know this guy is a stone cold killer when he wants to be. But right now, he's being far from it. You know, sometimes I'm like, bro, if Mo Salah had that opportunity, then that would have been something different. And I don't know why Mane has lost his cutting edge. And I don't know whether it's the fact that he knows that he's quite set in his place, because the only replacement that we really have for Sadio Mane is Origi, and he can't even get onto the bench. So maybe he knows that. I'm not too sure. I can't pinpoint why he's been, because he's been like this for a while, and I thought, oh, this is going to have a little bit of a change of form when, towards the back end of last season, where he started looking so sharp again. But it's kind of gone back to like just the Mane of just last season, where, he gets a lot of chances and he's just not clinical enough. And that's not the Mane. Obviously, we expect it from our front three to create loads of chances, but the amount of chances we had today and the amount that we didn't take was just very frustrating. If we come up against, higher quality opposition, which again Leeds haven't been at this season, then I think it could be telling. We're moving like Brighton last season. That's kind of what I'm saying anyway. But yeah, no, honestly, maybe I don't want to be that guy, but maybe we do need somebody in January just as an attacker, just so that Mane's hot on his heels. He knows that there's somebody to replace him. I mean, we've seen a better Roberto Firmino since Jota's come in my opinion. I think in the last few months, I think Firmino's been pretty good, to be honest. I think so. I don't know. Maybe bring in Sadio Mane, because Salah's just class again. I mean, his passing was amazing. He was always ready to take on plays. His strength on the ball is just, he's shielding as well. You can't. It's so difficult to get the ball off him. He's not the most aesthetically pleasing player, but he's so effective in so many ways. I mean, you look at the way he just, somebody tries to grab him, the amount of plays that literally just grab Salah because there's no other way of getting the ball off him. And he's not he's very unique in that way, but honestly, I would not swap him for the world, because honestly, he is just such a good player. But speaking of praises, so we created a lot of chances. The first goal, haven't even got really into it. It was a good passage of play. Joel Matip going up high in the field, and first of all, doesn't find Salah or inside with the ball inside, and ends up playing to Trent. And when you see Matip play that pass to Trent, you see Salah just getting so frustrated that he's not getting the ball. But as soon as he sees Trent in a very good position to cross the ball, there he is, switched on like that, and then he's just there. Brilliant crossing from Trent and Alexander-Arnold. It's just a typical Liverpool goal, to be honest with you. And Salah basically hits into an empty net, and 1-0. I mean, it could have been half time. It was 1-0, but it could have been 2. Sadio Mane had a really good chance. I think Jota kind of screwed him over with the pass. Jota does very well on the byline, gets past, and as he's down on the byline, he cuts it back, and then the pass is a little bit behind Sadio Mane, and it's quite hard. It's bouncing, and Mane just can't bring it down. He ends up hitting over the bar. It's one of those that if you see a picture of it, it probably looks worse than the actual miss itself. But hey, at least Mane got the goal in the end. But yeah, that was one big chance that Mane had. But there was a lot, especially in that second half. That second half was one of the most frustrating second halves. But yeah, as I said, yeah, I said we created a lot of chances. I mean, our midfield today was absolutely amazing. I've got to say that. I mean, Fabinho was an absolute rock in defence. The fact that he got a yellow card quite early on and was just able he was just a rock. Anything that that midfield needed to do, he would stop it. He was just absolutely insane. And Fabinho was just brilliant. Thiago as well today. There was only one occasion where I thought like he could have done a bit better when Bamford took a shot from the halfway line, and it was just a bit of a miscommunication between him and Jordan Henderson. And obviously Harvey Elliott played very well as well, but then obviously came off injured, which was not the best. But yeah, no, as I said, Thiago spraying the passes. It was just an absolutely all-round great performance. And then, yeah, I mean, the goal. I mean, first of all, it came up from a really brilliant chance that Mane should have converted, or Salah, but again, I think it was just good defending as well from him. There was appeals for a penalty. The ball gets played in behind. Mane's through on goal. He goes for the shot, but then he kind of just missed kicks. It was just good defending from the Leeds defenders. And then I believe it was Cooper? I can't remember, but on the rebound, Salah's basically gone open there, and it just I think it might have been Cooper who just gets a foot in, just to take Salah's shot just wide. It ends up going out from the corner. And from that corner, it was a good crossing from Trent. Trent heads it down, manages to find Van Dijk from the cross, and then Van Dijk into Fabinho, who played an absolute blinder today, in my opinion. Even if you take the goal out, in my opinion, my man of the match. I'll get into the player ratings in a minute, but Fabinho was just insane today. I know I've said it multiple times, but he was absolutely insane. And he gets the goal. There was appeals for offside and stuff. There was a VAR check for offside. I didn't really know if there was going to be, but again, yeah, as I said, would have been really shocked that goal got disallowed. They did a VAR check, but again, I didn't think there was much legs to it because Mane was not interfering in the slightest. But yeah, it was. I said though, 2 goals, and then I said Van Dijk. The thing about Leeds though, defensively from corners, they were so poor. Whenever Liverpool put a good ball in, which again sometimes was very few and far between at times, but when the ball did go in, Van Dijk was always free. And I mean, whether you do man marking or zonal marking, the one thing you've got to make sure is that no matter what happens, the 3 players that you don't want in that Liverpool side to get near a header, and they got let off in the first half when Van Dijk just wasn't able to redirect his header very well, and he ends up getting cleared away by Leeds. But it was just when literally second time Van Dijk is basically free, and he's able to head it down, and you're just like, how can you be marking like that? You're a Premier League side. You know, you should be marking better there. And even whether you do zonal or man marking or a bit of both, you've got to just make sure that, you know, the big players like Fabinho, Matip and Van Dijk, that they're covered. You know, if you lose a header to, I don't know, like a Thiago or something like that, yeah, okay. You know, it's either a good header or, I don't know, he's absolutely free. But to let a player like Van Dijk free on at least 2 occasions, I think that's just crazy in my opinion. But 2-0 Liverpool there, and Liverpool had loads of chances. Loads and loads of chances. Sadio Mane had the majority of them, to be honest with you. There was one where Salah plays a lovely outside the foot pass, and it just goes towards Mane, but Mane just cannot control it well, and he just ends up going straight to the keeper. And there was just so many chances where the shot gets blocked, this keeper saves it, or just something like that where just Sadio Mane just couldn't get the goal for the life of him, it felt like. And then obviously at the end there was 8 minutes of stoppage time due to the Harvey Elliott injury, and Sadio Mane was able to get a goal. It was a very nicely worked goal, to be honest with you. Thiago gets the ball, plays a nice little deft pass into Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane does a very nice turn and pierces into the bottom corner. I mean, he had to score. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, after all the chances he had. As I said, Leeds didn't really create much. Liverpool created a lot of chances. And you know what, let's get into the player ratings now. Alisson, I thought was solid. Made a few decent saves. Didn't really have much to do, but again, when he was called upon, made some few decent saves. There was one iffy moment when he tried playing out from the back, but again, I'm going to give him a solid 8 out of 10. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I thought he did well. I mean, he didn't have the more difficult side. I mean, I think Robertson had to deal with Rafinha, which is obviously a bit more difficult, but I think Trent was good both defensively and offensively. He had the how can I say it? But he was the threat going forward, and he was solid going back. You know, there was a few times when Leeds tried to do the switch ball, he was fine for it. There was only probably one occasion where I think it might have been Elland who did very well to cut get past Trent, and that was probably the only time that there was actually any struggle. Any time that Trent actually struggled, and actually I say that about Harrison as well in fact. But then again, managed to recover well. So I'm going to say again a solid 8 out of 10. And actually, got an assist as well for the goal. I'm going to say an 8.5 out of 10 here for Trent. Had a very good performance in my opinion. Matip and Van Dijk, I think they come in pairs. Matip doing the marauding runs. I mean, Jesus Christ, I remember when people used to say Matip for DM, bro, and he was doing his audition today because guy was marauding up the field like a madman. Got a pass to assist if that counts. I thought it was decent throughout. Didn't really cause. Bamford wasn't really a threat whatsoever in that game, apart from when he literally shot from the halfway line. The defensive line was good for most of the game as well. So again, I'm going to give both Van Dijk and Matip. I'm going to again go with an 8.5 out of 10. Robertson, I feel an attack wasn't as influential today compared to Trent. He had a decent game nevertheless. Obviously, he had to struggled a little bit with Rafinha, but again, still a decent game. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. And then the fab man, the guy who's absolutely fab, Fabinho, 10 out of 10. You know what? 12 out of 10. Fabinho, absolutely insane. Got the goal. Yeah. Got a goal first of all. But not even just the goal. It was the fact that he was everywhere midfield. And I don't care what anyone says. Fabinho is the best DM in the league. And you can make a case in world football. I don't care what anyone says. Fabinho is class. He has everything in his locker. If he has to take a long shot, he would do it. Yeah? Very rare, but when he does, it's chef's kiss. The passing range, absolutely insane. His tackles and interception, and he's just everything. He's blocking. He's just amazing. Yeah, he's honestly the best DM in the league, and you could make a case in world football because he's an absolute monster. I mean, I can't, honestly, the guy is just insane. He's absolutely insane. And he played an absolute game today. Not to also mention the fact that he literally was on a yellow card from very early on, from like the 20th minute or something like that. And he was just immense throughout. Thiago, I thought, had a brilliant game as well. Thiago obviously got an assist as well. But also just his overall game, I thought there was a few times where Liverpool looked a little bit shaky in defence. He managed to clean it up. There was his passing range was absolutely amazing. He was beating his man. And I'm sorry, but he's got to be starting. Thiago and Fabinho are for me stays in that. They've got to stay in that squad because they're just so good together. They complement each other so well. Harvey Elliott as well. Obviously, he's got the injury, and hopefully, touch wood, that it's not going to be too long, and hopefully we can see him again this season. I really do hope so. But I thought Harvey Elliott Thiago, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I thought he had a brilliant game today. Harvey Elliott, thoughts and prayers with you, man. But again, he had a really good game as well. Very unlucky to not get a goal, and a very unlucky injury as well. But I'm going to say again, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I thought he had a really good game today as well. 8.5. Actually, I'm going to go with 8.5 for Harvey Lad. Harvey Elliott, I'm going to go with that. Sadio Mane, if he hadn't have scored on round, I don't know what to give Mane because he missed a lot of chances, so that should dock him a few points, right? But then he scored, so that should add a few points to his rating. Then he looked very sharp in the first half. I thought his first half was better than his second half. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Is that too harsh? I don't know. Because I thought Mane was good, but it was just his end product that was the issue. So I'm going to get 8 out of 10. Salah, class. Again, 100 Premier League goals. I mean, he's amongst the Premier League greats. I don't care what anyone says. A winger getting 100 Premier League goals. I mean, even now, he's getting these goals and he's being more wide than usual. Last season he wasn't as wide. The season before that he wasn't as wide. This season he's hugging the touchline. He's still able to get these goals. I mean, it just says a lot of what he is as a player. He's just absolutely class. And I said he's always switched on. His shielding of the ball was just amazing today as well. Diogo Jota. 9 out of 10 for Mo Salah because Fabinho is my man of the match. I don't care. Then it was Jota. I thought Jota was pretty decent. Created a few chances. He could have done better with the Mane pass. But overall, I thought it was decent as well. I'm going to say 8 out of 10. I'll put Mane up to 8 out of 10 as well. I thought they both had decent performances. But Jota didn't miss as many clear opportunities. I mean, actually, I was 7.5 for Jota, 8 for Mane. That's what I'm going to say. Because Jota did have that chance where he could have probably controlled it a little bit better. And, had a little bit of a more clinical edge to him. And then let's go to the bench. So, Naby Keita, I'm going to say NA. He didn't really have a lot of time to actually play. And I don't think he had many touches of the ball. Jordan Henderson. I'm starting a Jordan Henderson agenda. I'm sorry. I actually am. Because I don't see what this guy brings to the midfield. Like, as a DM, yeah, cool. I don't mind him playing a DM. But But as a centre mid, he's just not it. I feel like when we got the red card, Harvey Elliott obviously came off injured. And then the game just went stale when Henderson came on. Like, it just did. And I feel like he doesn't provide much in midfield. I said, like, in terms of progressive runs, making third man runs as well, like, just anything like that. Or at least good range of passing. Like, before he literally provided nothing, in my opinion. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And then Oxlade-Chamberlain, why does he... Oh, we've got to sell him at some point, man. Because he's not good enough. I'm sorry. I know this is a very dampening mood because we won 3-0, but Oxlade-Chamberlain is not it. Like, he's not. He's actually not good. I don't care what anyone says. Like, literally, when I saw him come on, I was like, oh my god, this guy's going to be playing false 9. And he wouldn't track back. He had no energy. His passing was poor. He was getting in front of people's passes. And then when he actually did pass the ball, he wouldn't even be able to pass it to his man. I'm sorry, but he had like a 15-20 minute cameo and was absolutely trash. So I'm going to give him a 1 out of 10 because I just thought he was just straight up trash. And and Henderson provides nothing. I don't care what, I know a lot of people like Henderson, yeah. I understand it, yeah. But as a central midfielder, he is not good. I've come to the conclusion. But yeah. Yeah. That's my player ratings. Liverpool, joint top of the league, I guess. 10 points. I mean, the title race is going to be interesting this year. The 4 title contenders, all in the top 4. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it is the end of the video. Let me know down in the comment section below what your opinions were on the game. Hopefully Harvey Elliott is going to get better. But yeah, 3-0. Played Chelsea already. Got 10 points. We're looking good. But yeah, it is at the end of the video. It's your boy, Ojo Westham. I will see you guys later. And I hope you guys have a very nice day. See ya. Also, the Chelsea vlog will be coming out soon. I'm just letting you guys know that now. But yeah, see ya.